All set? Okay.
Race, you're gonna,
You gave me the thumb
my,
up.
hold on, Race, the tablet still says we're muted with the camera off, but you're in control of that?
Yeah,
They make it at the meeting.
the camera and the mic.
Suggestions, but I don't think people
You guys-
figure this out yet.
I haven't figured out.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the March 2nd Hartland Selectboard meeting. It is 5:30. First order of business tonight are the minutes from February 17th. I need entertain a motion to accept them.
So moved.
Thank you, Tom. A second.
I'll second.
Thanks, Chris. Any discussion?
That's good.
Yep. Any questions? Trace, you're set?
I'm all set.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The next order of business are the orders for the accounts payable through today, March the 2nd. Again, I need a motion to accept them.
I move we pay the orders through today.
Thank you, Clyde. A second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Trace. Any discussion?
So, page 3 of 6.
Yep.
The Route 5 lights, is that a quarterly thing, 500 bucks? Is that a quarterly payment, monthly payment?
Monthly, right.
Really?
And earlier today, I asked John about the North Heartland School for $242, but that is the North Heartland lights? as
No,
well
that's
as-
that's the school, sorry, that's the school. Right,
Okay.
but again, it goes up significantly in winter.
I would love to have the annual cost for the meeting tomorrow.
It is, we have it ready
Great.
for the meeting tomorrow.
What a coincidence. Okay, thank you.
We are ready.
Just one more question on electricity.
Yep.
Are we getting any power from Martinsville anymore? Because this is all Green Mountain Power.
Yeah, sometimes there's a credit on there, or it'll show on the bill. I don't know if they're in here right now.
So usually we have, some of these, about half of these are broken out. under
Yeah,
Martinsville.
so it depends on his energy production, right?
So the river was obviously dry because of the drought. So we didn't have a Martinsville bill for
Right, it was
5
wild,
months, I
yeah.
think.
Was
It's
there any
coming back, but
damage
these-
to that site
have nothing
when
to
the
do with
truck
his.
had gone over?
Yeah, these have, so it's Damon Hall, the library, the Four Corners, the town garage, and, the rec center.
The rec.
Those are the 5 buildings involved with Martinsville.
Okay.
But Green Mountain Power now, because of changes with the public board, that we do have a small bill from Green Mountain Power for those 5 buildings now,
Okay.
on top of our Martinsville bill.
Great, thank you, Martin. John, at the bottom of page 3 is the light pole removal. When Green Mountain Power does that, besides having a celebration for the last of the intersection to be done, they're not going to leave stubs there, are they?
No, both of those, the pole, this is the pole in front of Damon Hall and the stub pole. Both of those poles will be pulled, the light will come down, the wire will go back across the street. Everything will be removed.
Great, okay.
So we'll have more expense associated with that.
Well, we're paying for it now.
Oh, okay, I see.
The work is scheduled.
Oh, okay.
But we're paying for it.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? on
And
that?
what do we do, have some radio upgrades or something with all these repairs?
The radio repairs, yep. Yep. Just keeping it working.
Thank you.
Okay.
And my last one was ambulance service? Was that for one, it looks like it was for 2 weeks?
Is it for Woodstock?
Yeah, $20,999. Said 2/13/26 to 3/02/26.
I believe that's for the fiscal year.
Yeah, that's the year, sorry. That's our annual
Okay,
That's our annual
I saw
payment.
those dates and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, no. That's our annual payment to Woodstock Game
Right,
for
thank
ambulance
you.
service.
Okay, you said Tom? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye, motion passes. Are there any adjustments to the agenda? I'm not aware of that. Okay, good. Let me start with public comments to say that I came to the dance/concert on Saturday night here. I drove in from the interstate as I was away and was complaining to myself, oh, the lights aren't working yet. What I mean by the lights are the intersection pedestrian lights. But as I got closer, they indeed were working, and I really liked the amount of lumens that are there, and they paid attention to the area to be lit, and it seems to be working out really well. So that's another long-term project that's being wrapping up. Are there any other public comments? Sure.
I have a couple actually, but one of them is just a small detail. I wonder if you could add the year to our agenda,
Yes,
the date, the year, it's very inconsistent. I mean, there hasn't been any years on any of this.
Yep.
So I just think if people were looking for a specific date.
Sure.
The date, the year. So also, I have prepared a statement. I'm responding to an email that I received from the town manager on Thursday. So I was immediately bombarded with a lot of thoughts when I read it. But anyway, one of them was, John, you were 7 months late. And I'll get to that. You'll understand when I present what I have to say. So I asked myself, what was I going to say to respond to your email? And I'm like, I've said it all before. For the past 16 and a half years, and it regarding Station Road, again, with all the traffic violations and parking stuff. So, best practice is to present facts that address responsibility, integrity, ethics, transparency, respect, accountability, that gives the phrase sense of community some meaning. So, fact, the select board is responsible for drafting ordinances or amending them and carrying them out for compliance once they're posted and approved. They're also the responsible party for adhering to the adopted town plan. So I wanted to see what relationship those two have, ordinances and town plan, because to me, they should be a team. So I read the draft that's on our website, and I compared it to the hard copy that I have, dated 2007. Most of them are consistent, because I wanted to address public safety in it. So, just bear with me. So right off, page 2, public safety is mentioned in the major goals. 47. Public safety, and then under, I'm not sure where I am, but anyway, and then it says, public safety should be the primary consideration when planning improvements to the town's highway. That's consistent. Then I get to the transportation part. The goals: provide and maintain a safe, efficient, and cost-effective transportation system which meets the needs of the public in a manner consistent with other goals, policies, and recommendations of this town. It's missing ordinances. I really feel ordinances belong in this statement. That's my suggestion, because, and again, it's a team. It has to be a teamwork. So those are basically the ones that I pulled out from that. continue, to make my point, the improvements to Station Road were completed in September of 2009. The ordinance for those changes were never posted. They didn't go into effect until May of 2010. That's pretty significant. Signs were never placed until March after the town meeting day. That's pretty significant. So anyway, there's two groups sponsoring events that draw drivers to Station Road, the church and the town. These events turn Station Road into a parking lot. This has been brought to the board several times. But anyway, I've got documents here from the town manager back then, in a few years, stating, sent to the church, stating that the church must keep Station Road passable, clear. The town has never done that during their events. In my opinion, that's a double standard. If you're going to ask the church to do something, then any other vendor or sponsor that has events needs to follow suit. So, the key words here: follow-up and prevention demonstrates responsibility and accountability. So I was asked to share my observations and concerns for this roast beef supper just recently, which I did, which I will now. Saturday the 14th, 3 cars were parked violating the ordinance, but they were way down beyond, past the parking lot, the designated parking lot on the north side. Did it make, was it a severe one? No. But there are signs just opposite on the road, beyond the sidewalk, which are useless, that says no parking on either side. Those signs are just poorly placed. They need to be where the parking is actually taking place. I walked down up to the church. Station Road was completely clear, not a car in sight. I never went back, so I don't know, because there's usually a transition period between dinners. I didn't go back to double check, I just left it alone. Saturday the 21st was a totally different situation. As I used to go up about 5 o'clock. As I was leaving my driveway, a truck was coming down Station Road, and my instincts kicked in right away. They're going to turn around and go back up. So as I left my driveway, I stepped out into the road as he was backing up. I politely informed him that it was a one-way road, he couldn't go back up, and gave him directions how to come around to Station Road. Walked up to the church, following this truck, come around and pull right in to the entering lane behind all those parked cars that were right beside the sidewalk. That was reportable to law enforcement, so I made a call to the Sheriff's Department. I waited about 30 minutes and figured that, they would probably need time based on their priorities. So I went back home. Went back up 5:30, 5:45 to check on the transition time, and just as I saw the sheriff drive by my driveway, I said, good, he's there. So I went up, and much to my surprise, there was not one ticket or warning. And I'm like, I was really shocked, because they just kept coming, parking, and 2 lanes of highway, cars were trying to maneuver in one. So one would come in, one would leave the church, and one would have to back in. It was chronic. So anyway, I put a call back into the Sheriff's Department, and as requested, that the deputy call me. Meanwhile, I'm still there watching everything, and the Hartland Town truck from the intersection is heading on Route 5 north in full winter dress code. It was pretty impressive. But anyway, he would have never gotten on the station road. I mean, I don't think that was the plan anyway. But with the cars parked there, his lane, that lane was all blocked up. The last car that was parked there in the utility road pole would not have allowed any size vehicle to get in there. In, you know, emergencies or anything. I saw a neighbor outside, so I went down and talked to them. Felt comfortable with what he said with me, that about the cars are not supposed to be parking. So he agreed with me. As I was walking back up towards the church to walk home, I said, I'm done. I opened up a conversation because cars were coming from the church, turning left and parking right there in the wrong direction next to the sidewalk. However, some lady associated with the church was telling them they couldn't park there because the sheriff had come by. So, no tickets, but they must have said something to the church. So I didn't stay around anymore. I just went home. Meanwhile, the sheriff did call me, and I wanted to know, understand why he didn't ticket. He never answered my question. The 2 questions I asked him, he never answered them. Even though one time I repeated myself 4 times to repeat, please answer my question. So he asked me if I wanted his supervisor to call me, and I said yes. This is where it gets interesting. The supervisor calls me. He says that cars can park on that lane because the town does not have any highway policy preventing parking on their roads. Interesting. However, he was not on site. There are Vermont laws that said you cannot park in a traveling lane, and he was not on site, so he couldn't see that there was no shoulder there for these cars to pull over on. They were typically, you know, not like the north side, there is a shoulder, but anyway. So, it just was really interesting. Anyway, the deputy, after I got off the phone with him, I did give him some constructive criticism to think about for the evening. So anyway, let's see. So based on the fact that parking on Station Road for 16 years is sending the message that all town roads are dual purpose, I suggest, while considering a parking ban, that a policy banning parking on all town roads take a priority. That would save amending any kind of an ordinance for Station Road. I also suggest, given to the points I made regarding the town plan.
Sherry, you're taking a long time. Can we
I'm getting
get
there. I'm
precise?
almost done. I also suggest that a paragraph is added to the town plan addressing accountability. This is a plan for all of us. Accountability for those who are responsible in decisions that follow the plan, and for the residents in their role, meaning understanding, having a voice, and the power to hold the board accountable. So in summary, I asked myself, for the past 16 and a half years, have those sitting around the table addressed the issues on Station Road with responsibility, integrity, ethically, transparency, respectfully, and with accountability, which supports the fairies' sense of community. Finally, the town has placed us in a critical liability situation if this continues, and is a liable situation for the church as well. Thank you.
Coincidentally, on the Monday after the 14th or the next week, I saw someone, and they went on for 5 minutes about how they really liked the roast beef suppers, but they couldn't park. And that there was someone from the church out there telling them they couldn't park where they were planning on parking. So I think both sides have issues here. The people that want to come to the supper, and you as a resident on the road. We talked about John DeWeek. Can we get? I'm not sure who would contact the Windsor sheriff, to say, can you please be available on these big event nights, which are the two suppers?
Old Home Day, it has to be, you can't get them just for the church events, they have to be for Old Home Day too.
I don't think, I understand, Old Home Day is extremely complex because there's so many people from out of town that come.
But they're parking in the same place that this church, these people did that Sunday night.
Yeah.
So we can't have the church, can't say no to the church, but yet the town allows it.
Well, let me just make a point of order, that we do have a parking policy for Station Road, written in 2016. Probably needs to be updated, but it is on our website.
Right.
I'm sorry, say that again? Jim?
There is a parking policy that covers Station Road that was published by the Select Board in 2016, and it's on the website. But it probably needs updating, given that that was 10 years ago.
It only says the only parking allowed is in a designated parking lot on the north side.
Okay. Yeah, that could be information for
But
the
it doesn't
sheriff.
address.
John,
it
did you have a comment?
Just to be clear, this all started, I think this whole started because last week I emailed Sherry just as a check-in, because I know we'd had parking issues and parking concerns on Station Road previously. We had done some work this past summer to help to alleviate some of those concerns. So I emailed Sherry last week, just checking in to see how the parking, if there was any concerns that were raised, and I did not hear back from you until just now.
That's what I mean, that's what I mean, because I just felt the whole board needed to hear my response, because your email confused me, because I'm not sure what was implemented that addressed the first 1/10 of a mile.
I can help you with that. The last time that you came here, we discussed the fact that we were going to wait until after the snow season was over to put the signage up that we needed to have on that road, because you asked. The signage that you said that we needed to have. Right.
That was last May.
No. The last time that you were here at our last select board meeting, you discussed the signage, and we said that after the end of the spring, we would put the signage up this year.
You said that last May also.
But,
May.
okay, but let's go back there.
Time.
Did we or did we not last year go to your place and work on that road? Did we?
You did.
Did we? Okay, so we are making an attempt, and a valid attempt, to help you with this situation. That's the first thing I'd like to say. The second thing is that in our last meeting, and we can check the notes, but I'm pretty sure that John said that as soon as the spring came around, that we would try to post those roads. I appreciate you saying that the sheriff's department did not ticket anyone, and I'm interested in that piece. I'd like to talk to John about that after town meeting tomorrow. At some point, I'll have time to talk to him about that, but we should be working on trying to get the sheriff's department to ticket people for parking in spaces, because they will not learn a lesson from it unless they are ticketed. But, so if we could end with that knowledge that John and I would meet about this, I would like to move forward, because we have a lot of things to cover on the agenda for that.
I would agree.
Can I just add one more suggestion?
Quickly, yes, please.
So if the signs that are placed, to me, best practice is that they need to say, no parking on either side. And put them all on the north side.
Well, there was one parking space that we did work on keeping by putting those steel posts out last year.
Let's
but-
not do it back and forth.
No, let's just move forward.
Okay.
But-
Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to are there any other public comments? Any online? Grace, anything? Okay, this evening, under old business, we're going to do 2 additional chapters of the town plan. Kate Donahue is with us to help answer questions about the energy chapter, which begins on page 68. So let's go to that.
There's also, just so we're clear, there's also a few other planning commission members online as well.
Okay, great. Kate, do you want to make any opening comments on the, I know it's been, there's been many hands working on this.
Yes, yes, there have. Well, as I told Phil earlier, we were handed the chapter on energy. The Energy Commission is not extant, And so, as we were revising the town plan, I did go back over some of it to update from the previous information. And then Brian Kovalik from Two Rivers came in with the most recent data, which he had access to, which many of us might not have. So that's my comment.
Great. Okay. So looking for any comments, questions?
I have one observation. I think it's a correction that needs to be made. I believe it's on page 69. Just checking the page number here. The title of the paragraph is Energy Needs.
Yep.
And there is, right at the very end of the paragraph, I think there is a number that was transposed. The number, $1,311, I think was supposed to be $3,111. The 1 and the 3 are reversed. Although you'll have to double check that. But my math has it reversed.
That would be a lot for transportation.
The train.
I don't think it's 3,000.
That can't be 4.7.
Okay.
Yeah, 1489 is 2.2, 1311 is not 4.7.
It's the same number.
No,
Remove the comments. No, it's not.
that's close.
Would you like to make a note of those
I got it.
comments and questions?
I got it.
Oh, they're down here?
Yep.
The rest of the 2 chapters I'm good with.
I have a question on page 70, under source and renewability. Unless I missed something in my education, are not propane and liquefied petroleum gas the same thing? So it's
No,
repetitive there? Page 70?
I don't think so.
They're different, I believe they're different compounds, but I'm not an expert.
So LP.
Oh, it should be natural gas, not petroleum.
So propane, butane, and liquefied petroleum gas, you're saying
It should be natural gas,
which one should be natural gas?
liquid natural gas. LNG is what it usually is.
Well,
Okay,
there's
whereas
also,
liquefied
It's different than
LNG,
there's
right?
also LPG, I believe. So I believe both exist.
Picky.
So in the chart on the fuel source.
We can make sure, I'll check in with Brian to see, to make sure that those aren't redundant.
Okay.
Easy enough?
On page 72, I had trouble understanding the PACE. What does PACE mean? Property Assessed Clean Energy. Okay,
I gather that is something that has been
It's a program.
proposed by the state.
by the state,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
But it uses our property taxes, if I understand it.
Say that again.
As I read it, the town needs to use part of its property tax or as an exemption to, let the person gets exempt from the taxes. If it is a state program, then we can rely on the mechanics there.
Yeah.
It's essentially a revolving loan.
It's a loan.
It's a revolving loan fund that the
Sort of
town
like-
would operate.
Sort of like with the chip that we're talking about.
Less complex than chip, but yes, similar.
Okay, good, thank you.
A loan from the town?
I don't know where the capital startup cost would be, but it's essentially like a low-interest loan that would go, residents could apply for to implement clean energy at their house, and then it gets paid back in addition to their like taxes every year.
It's a loan, so,
Right,
So it's a loan through the town?
yes,
in essence, yes.
And the town becomes a bank?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
We do not have PACE currently.
Right.
It is not a part of the discussion.
And it didn't really take off very well.
It did not. It did not.
It was
Okay, should it be in here if it's something that's,
just an example.
okay, okay. And my next comment is on page 74, and I just was struck with the current administration changing so much of the energy policy that we're not having the same incentives available as consumers. But again, I think that's, I don't think we can
Much of this is
understand all that.
aspirational.
Yeah.
And we're talking about federal administration here?
Yes, yeah, that other that place down in DC.
Yeah.
I personally I love wind when I'm traveling through Nebraska and Kansas, but I don't like wind in the Upper Valley. Is this strong enough to sort of talk about where wind should be and should not be? I couldn't read the maps, they were too small to print for me. So maybe that's just an editorial comment that I don't have, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been much with wind energy in Vermont ever since, how difficult it was in northern Vermont to get them
Yeah,
started.
that's what I thought,
And-
Tom.
I don't think we really have the,
Right, if you look at
The
statewide maps of,
elevation.
right, if you look at statewide maps of wind energy, we do not rank high on
Yeah.
that list, on that
Okay.
map. There's one redundant recommendation on page 84. It's an easy correction. The recommendation to obtain energy audits to improve the thermal envelope of town buildings is in twice. It's number 3 and number 8. We'll take that. We'll take one of those out. It's a good recommendation, but we don't get it twice.
Yeah, and actually on page 82, I found, I more or less understood all the, what greenhouse gas is, but I think we should spell out, not use GHC and I don't know what power line hardening means for the phase 3 utility piece.
Where are you, Phil?
so he wants you to spell out greenhouse gases.
Right. What was the other one?
Oh, hard line.
On number 8,
Number 8, it's goal number 8.
Power line hardening.
yeah.
Isn't that a,
I think it's
Okay.
right, it's essentially making it more resilient to
Right.
tree damage, wind, things like that.
Power line hardening went on the Jennyville Road. They buried it.
Okay, I just was not familiar with that.
Yeah, yeah.
On page 76, backing up. On hydro, I think the last bit mentioning the owner of the hydro, the Martinsville Hydro should be deleted. I think it just should say Martinsville Hydro.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you'll be operating it when this plan disappears.
Tell me the chance.
We can just delete those last 5 words then.
Oh, yeah. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, good catch.
Does Tri-Valley Transit dial-a ride still exist?
Tri-Valley Transit does exist still, yes.
Okay. And there are other transportation through some of the area agencies on aging. But again, that's nitpicking.
On page 80, at the very bottom is the Quechee test. What in the world is the Quechee test?
there was a lawsuit.
Huh?
It had to do with buildings on a high
Oh, okay. Ridgeline.
ridge line.
Okay, and then jumping to page 84, energy recommendations. I have a question for Rob, actually. Rob, as part of the relicensing of the dams on the Connecticut River, I think you had posed a hypothetical to the licensing agency about maybe using some of the surplus funds for charging stations in town.
I don't think I personally made that, but the
Okay.
Connecticut River Conservancy has made that recommendation in the
Okay.
comments that they've done on the
Okay,
relicense.
thanks for clarifying that. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I did notice that my property is ideal for solar development on the map. But we were told by the company when we asked about solar, that no, your house isn't proper for solar.
Was it because of the transmission lines or the site?
We were just, for the site, our house doesn't set right.
Okay.
But the land right next to it is perfect, I guess, so.
Okay, Tom, anything else on the energy? And anyone down the other end of the table have any comments on the energy chapter? No. John, you've got the few
Yep.
suggested changes?
Yep,
on the part?
and I captured what everybody else recommended.
Okay. Kate, anything else that you can think of? Okay. Well, thank you. And let's go on to Chapter 7,
I'll
Utilities
stay
and
around
Facilities.
chapter 7 just in case, not that I'm
Okay.
done.
The first sentence under town government and offices, we actually, at the end of that first sentence, says for 3-year terms. It should say for 2 or 3-year terms.
Yep, I caught that as well.
And continuing on, that same paragraph,
Yep.
you've got the administrative staff, but you've got the clerk and treasurer kind of implicated that they're not elected officials, which at this time they are.
Yeah, there's a few things, and then there's a reference to the Board of Listers. We can make those kind of small editorial changes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I caught those as well.
And I didn't know if we wanted, in the next paragraph, we've done the drainage remediations, if we want to cut that out.
Oh, well, also, a fully equipped kitchen, that means I can come in and do a supper without bringing in all my own pots and pans and everything. So it's not a fully equipped kitchen by any means.
I didn't know about the fire protection, whether
This
that
information,
equipment is up to date or not,
is.
or, okay.
The Lister door, sorry to interrupt, the Lister that vault downstairs has shifted and that door does not close all the way to the hall.
okay.
I have not considered that. Just adding
I'll get the road crew down with their grinding wheel again like we have several times. So.
Page 90, under solid waste, the Greater Upper Valley Solid Waste District does not any longer have all the necessary permits to open a landfill. Has received permits to open a new landfill if necessary. And
And the bond vote led to the, so we can just delete that reference to the landfill.
Yeah,
Yep.
they have an Act 250 permit, they no longer have the solid waste permit for actual construction of a landfill.
Yeah.
John, I should know this more than anybody else. How many hours do we contract the sheriff's department for?
32 hours a week.
Okay, so it says in here that there's 40 hours. Not that it's a big deal, because it's gonna change inevitably.
It might be 40 again
It could be.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it could be, right, yep.
That would be
So
nice.
let's not make any changes on that until we find out.
If you put an H in sheriff's department.
Right. Sorry?
It says sheriff's, not sheriff's department.
Oh, it does?
Oh, it does, you're right.
There is a sheriff's department.
There is, yeah.
Yes,
Isn't
located
it a type of font?
due north of.
We might be in the weeds here.
Jumping to 93, the reference to the Pole property, we should change.
Yeah, again, I think a lot of this was accurate at the time of writing.
Yes,
Right.
no question about that.
Right.
Of course, also at the top of that page, it says Lowe's Brook winds through the property. No, it goes alongside the property. I know it's technical, but the implication there is that we own the other side of the brook, and we don't, so.
John, has the name changed of the Hartland Children's Center, or did they keep the same name?
No, they changed the name.
Okay, then on page 98, we may want to change that to, on the childcare, the third paragraph.
What is the name?
It's Hartland Early Learning.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is, and it's Windsor Early Learning.
Can you just
in
put
the
a
original one.
general term for the building there?
Well, everything else is called out specifically.
All right. Any other comments?
Again, I think some of the stuff was out of date from when it was approved by the planning commission,
Okay,
but we'll update it to the best of our ability.
all right. Okay. Jim, Trace, anything going on down there?
Good.
Tom,
Good.
anything else?
Nope.
Okay,
Thanks, Kate.
yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for what you do.
Just so we're clear, at the next meeting, we'll do 3 chapters. They're quite short, so be ready. It's regional context, which is 1 page. Economic development, which is
What numbers?
Yeah, what chapter?
8, 9, and 10.
Thank you.
We'll do 8, 9, and 10.
Okay.
The teacher has spoken.
We're gonna keep moving.
I read them out,
Keep it moving.
Okay, moving on to new business. We have appointments for both the Conservation Commission and the Planning Commission. In our packets is a letter from Rob suggesting reappointment for himself as well as Todd Petros.
Just a question, Rob. You said 4-year terms, are they currently 4-year terms?
Yes.
They are, okay.
The bylaws that they established back in 1989 were for 4-year terms. So that's been what they were supposed to do.
In there for the duration.
Any questions? Then I would entertain a motion
I
to...
move acceptance of the appointments as listed in the
Letter from Rob
Letter from Rob.
on February 13th, maybe? February 13th to John Burford Campbell.
Let
We
me
should
start.
just name them. You
I'm
got
gonna
it
make
right
a
in front of you?
motion that we appoint Rob Anderegg and Todd Cross to 4-year terms for the Conservation Commission.
Is there a second?
Second.
Tom seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. Rob, do you still have an open slot?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to when I do my presentation tomorrow, I was going to mention that
Make a pitch for that.
I have put it on the listserv once, I'm going to put it on the listserv
Yeah.
again.
Okay.
No takers yet.
Okay. Good. Moving on to the Planning Commission, we have a letter in our packets from Dan Germain to John informing the Select Board that he would like to be reappointed for another term. I'm not sure,
He's a 3-year term.
3-year term, okay.
Is that the only appointment?
So George Little's term is also up. I spoke with George on the phone, and he requested that he be reappointed as well. I do not have that in writing, but we did speak on the phone.
Is that acceptable to the board?
I think George has been a long-term member of the board and a great contributor as far as I can tell, so I think in this case it is acceptable.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we reappoint Dan German to a 3-year term and George Little to a 3-year term on the Planning Commission.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Trace. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Right,
Aye. Okay, motion is unanimous. Thank you, everyone. Okay, going on to the Two Rivers Ottauquechee Regional Planning Commission representative. First, I want some clarification.
Where do you think you're going? You can go, Rob. Kate's gonna stay.
Yes.
Is this a board that governs what the regional commission works on?
Yes.
Okay, and is there a one member per town?
There is a member and an alternate per town.
Okay,
Currently, I am the alternate for the town of Hartland, and Steve Cohn was the representative from the town. Steve resigned his position with the Two Rivers Board with the executive director a week or two ago, which makes, I am willing to move into the primary representative from the town of Hartland, and Tom Kennedy has volunteered to be the alternate to the Two Rivers Ottauquechee Regional Commission Board.
all right.
So it's is it normally a planning commission rule, or doesn't matter?
Yeah, that's my question too. What's the makeup of that commission as a whole?
So typically, there is a planning commission member, but it's not mandated that it be a planning commission member. I'm more than willing to give up my role if there's someone on the planning commission that would like to be the alternate.
Is anybody on the planning commission?
You should have left. You had a chance.
Cheyenne, did you get that sigh?
And with the lean forward, a painful lean forward.
Far more than I do.
But has anyone on the planning commission expressed interest in the role? Has anyone on the planning commission expressed interest in the role?
No, we all just heard this morning
That
that
Steve had stepped down, yeah.
Steve was stepping down, so we haven't had a chance to talk about it. We are meeting on Wednesday. I don't know if you want to wait until then.
It's not urgent, and I certainly don't want to create any kind of bad blood, so.
Yeah, I agree, and the reason I was asking is just, was there a preference from Two Rivers of you know,
They would like to have a participating member and an alternate from every town.
And it makes sense to have John in one of the positions or the others. It's good to have a town manager
Okay,
Boards really like having town managers on it.
so shall we table
You know,
this?
maybe
Yeah.
table.
Yeah,
I was hoping for more
Okay.
meetings to go to.
then Kate, will you carry that forward?
I'll carry that message forward.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll be there on Wednesday. We can talk about it.
okay.
Okay, I am gonna go now.
Are you sure?
All in favor of nominating Kate for,
All those who don't volunteer, all right, sit down.
okay, we have a thick set of information on our road posting, thank you. Without glasses, I couldn't read it.
Do we need all that information, or can we just post the roads?
You cannot just post the roads, you have to have this meeting, the board has to approve the letter that was in the packet, and I gave you the statutory references for the annual road posting for your information and edification.
All right, I'll have to go through the 50 pages here and figure out what the statutory references.
Yeah.
Okay, John, on the first part of the packet that you have, it lists certain roads
Yes.
in town.
Yes,
And,
it does not list all the dirt roads in town.
correct.
Right.
Correct, and I, you know, I live off of a very, very busy road now, since there's a lot of building on Pelham North. There's additional building up on Avent Hill and Barron. Yeah, anyway, so when does the road qualify to be in this list?
This list,
Additional weight restrictions.
this is all the roads in town. You cannot get to the other roads without driving on any of these roads. So by making this list, it is all encompassing to all roads in town.
Okay.
We had this discussion last week.
Where was the discussion last week?
I talked about it with Martin
Okay,
and John, and John Paulette. As we were looking at it again, I had the same thought. But in essence, I can't get to Jenny Road without driving on any of the posted roads.
We were worried that Trace was gonna put a driveway straight
Let's
to
see,
Beth's.
wait a minute.
okay.
So now Clyde's looking at it.
So, but there are now weight limits on all the roads.
On all the roads, right. And we post the beginning of all the roads.
So if we already have weight, I don't understand identifying these roads, what the difference between that and just having weight limits on all the roads.
On all the
What do
roads.
you gain
By having the list.
by naming names?
I don't know that we gain anything by naming
Well,
names.
Because-
Is this where the signs are posted?
The signs are posted at the beginning of all the roads, yes.
At the beginning of all of this list, or of every road in town?
I believe they're posted on the beginning of all the roads in town. So I believe
That's my point.
at the corner of Weed Road, there will be a sign
That's right.
that it's posted, but Weed Road is not listed because you cannot get to Weed Road without driving on the Brownsville Road, which will be posted.
I can't get to the Jennyville Road without going on the Brownsville Road.
See, I knew
If I
that.
come from Woodstock.
But the Woodstock.
Woodstock is posted.
Woodstock roads are also
Woodstock will be
posted.
It says West Windsor.
Right, so we.
You're an island.
Right. This was an effort to be more concise.
Yeah. So we're not acting on this document that's in this packet
No.
with these roads. Where's the?
You are.
We are.
You are.
That will be part of the
Give him the
letter.
blessing tonight.
Okay. Okay, any other questions that people have that may?
And this will go into effect tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
So what's
March 3rd.
happening with all these,
Log trucks going by your house?
the logging operation next to my house?
So the roads will get posted tomorrow, as it is every year. When it is cold outside, folks call, they can talk to BJ or I. If it's 20 degrees and they can be off the road by 10 in the morning, it's fine. If they're delivering concrete trucks at 3 in the afternoon when it's 50 degrees outside, then that's a no.
Right.
So,
And are there exceptions for when someone runs out of fuel and someone's delivering?
we, There are not exceptions to that. We encourage them to do the best that they can to,
Can't stop milk trucks.
we're not stopping any milk trucks.
But do you need an actual motion, or are you just letting us know you're gonna do this?
So, the rules are slightly vague, even all 50 pages. I would like a motion that the select board approves the annual posting of the roads.
I'll make a motion that the select board approve the annual posting of weight limits for the roads for mud season,
Well, let's do effective date,
Yeah,
effective
Mar-
March
March 3rd.
2026.
And usually May 15th is the,
May 15th, or sooner.
Till May 15th, or whenever the town manager and road foreman deem otherwise.
okay.
And then as town manager, you can unilaterally lift the road,
Correct.
right?
Can you just say that last part again?
Oh yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. Can I have another cookie? Until the road foreman and the town manager deem otherwise.
Okay,
Is there a second?
a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Trace.
I'll say, I didn't quite understand, could you repeat that?
It's unlikely, but I can try.
Phil, there is a question online. Helen, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I am unmuted now, I think. Remember I asked you about putting a weight limit on Lover's Lane? Does this include Lover's Lane?
It
All
includes all
All
roads.
Okay, because that should really have one all year round about, remember, you probably maybe don't remember, but there was a huge truck coming up it and I had to back halfway up Lover's Lane Road a couple months ago because the huge truck shouldn't have even been on there and it's not posted. There's no weight limit on that road, as there is like on Bischoff. Thank you.
So we had a second.
Yep.
Are we gonna call the question?
We gotta vote on
I
it.
seconded it, but
I was just trying to translate that.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
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 so John, what happens there?
I'm going to sign this letter. The road posting signs are already made up.
No, about the complaint about a big truck driving down that road. What are you doing? She mentioned it, but what's happening about that? Anything? What's your game plan?
I will follow up with Helen.
Okay?
If the roads are not posted,
If they're not
open
posted.
to all vehicle
Right.
traffic.
If they're not posted during this time of the year, that truck, well, those trucks are allowed on that road.
That is correct.
There's nothing stopping them.
That's
And there is no weight limit on that road because there is no bridges
There's
on
no
that road.
bridges.
But isn't there a weight limit on all roads in town?
Well, there's no bridge on Bischoff Lane and that has a weight limit on it.
Signage and weight limits would be two different things.
Right. We'll
Bischoff
take-
Lane is a cutoff road that goes,
I can take a look. I don't know the answer.
yeah,
You know.
I'm not sure
Okay.
about what, let's talk to BJ about that. Try to figure it out.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Helen.
Made a note.
Thank you.
And any other comments online?
Nope.
Okay, then let's move on to the town manager update.
Okay. So we had the asbestos testing done at the North Hartland School.
Great.
As we suspected, there was some positive results. A couple samples are being sent back for additional analysis. So right now, the sink is positive for asbestos and will need to be treated as hazardous material. The window glazing is what was sent back for additional testing because the percentage that it came in at was right on the border. And then some of the wallboard materials were insignificant but positive. So I think we're in good shape, in moving forward. Again, those additional test results will take a couple of days, so we should have results any day.
All right. And John, do we have any idea what contractors in the area would actually potentially bid on this?
Lots of them.
Right. I mean, if it's just the sink, it's a really straightforward operation.
Okay.
The new highway truck should be here by the end of the week. It made its way from Maine to Williston to get the plow and should be here just in time for it to stop snowing. So we'll be in great shape for next winter. No, I'm just kidding, it'll snow again this year. Same thing with the F600, so we should have 2 new trucks in operation by the end of the month, which is positive.
Is there one out of service today?
There is 1 out of service right now, correct.
10 or?
It's the 10-wheeler, sorry, I get confused. It's the 10-wheeler. We've been using the buildings and grounds truck to plow. It plows the east side of town here. That is the truck that we are getting kind of any day, as soon as it gets delivered. Let's see, that. So legislative appropriation requests are open. We've seen it from Ballant and Welch's office. We expect one from Senator Sanders' office. The turnaround time on the request from Representative Ballant's office was very small. The notice came out on Friday afternoon, and requests were due today with letters of support, so we did not make that cutoff. We have more time with the requests that opened today. It would be my recommendation that we at least raise our hand and put in for either an earmark for a highway garage or renovations to the rec center.
So it has to be building related?
It does not have to be building related.
John, I'll dust off the earmark request we made at Senator Welch's office some years ago for the rec center.
What about Quechee Road?
Right, I don't think that would rank high, just pure infrastructure like that. We'll take a look at the guidance that's out there though. But I do think it's worth raising our hand and putting something in for one of those 2 things. We can talk about the next meeting, but I think, having a letter of support from the select board would be helpful for that.
Yeah,
It's a little confusing. We've been preliminarily selected for a Homeland Security Unit grant to help offset the cost of implementing multi-factor authentication. So kind of circling back, it's relatively small dollars, but again, anything is helpful. So this is those tokens or whatever it might be for folks for a multi-factor. So we'll find out more on that. And then just today, we found out that it's likely that the Four Corners building, the Four Corners building needs a new wellhead. So that work is taking place or took place so they can have operational water at the daycare facility. It's just routine maintenance.
if you don't do the roof, they'll have water.
I don't think that counts as drinking water though. So, that's it.
Speaking of water, what about the library water? What was that issue?
There was a blockage in the line somewhere. It seems to have kind of resolved itself.
Oh, without the plumber?
Well, no, the plumber was not, the plumber snaked the line. They were not able to reach the blockage, but whatever they did, it now flushes and everything is operational.
Drainage line.
Yeah, yep. So everything's operational there. We've now shifted our plumbing issues to the Four Corners building. Hopefully those are resolved, that's resolved today. And we will not have plumbing issues, for 1 or 2 days. So, that's it.
Can we talk about the email I got from Sarah Bruce?
We will do that as correspondence.
Oh, okay, great, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Then moving on, we do have just one correspondence, or do we have more?
Just one.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about future agenda items or go straight to correspondence?
Future agenda items, highway policy, which hopefully will be close to getting, capital plan, and the Quechee Road funding.
Do you think it's worth talking about the Quechee Road funding at one of the upcoming meetings?
Are you presenting anything on the Quechee Road at town meeting?
We will talk about it briefly. There's a slide or two on it. But again, there's no, long-term definitive answer, which is why I think we should continue the discussion at the board.
We are gonna bring it up though, at the town meeting.
It will come up at town meeting, yes.
And you're gonna tell them the numbers?
Yeah.
Because we were supposed to do it last year, and then we were supposed to do it over the summer, and then we were supposed to do it tomorrow.
Well, we did some work over the summer. on the Quechee
I'm good
Road.
with it, as long as we can just-
Communication work?
We did some actual road
We're
work.
supposed to be communicating to the town.
We need to do a much better job, Jim.
Right.
That
There needs to be some
would be the biggest
communication.
understatement that we could make.
So I still believe that we could either do it at the primary in August, or at the November election, but we put something in front of the voters.
Right, so this is why I think we need to have this meeting soon, because if we're gonna do a bond that would go to the voters, we need to start that process.
Right.
Right, but we haven't started the education process, which makes it hard.
Right.
But we are gonna mention it. That's a good start.
Okay.
Get the ball rolling. It has to roll. Ball has to roll or our heads are gonna roll.
It'll bounce. It will.
Well, I drove down the Quechee Road tonight. It's in Russia. It can be called with the frost leaves now. Okay, we have some correspondence. There's a letter written to Tom and I. And it's, Sarah Bruce is part of the window dressers group. And she's asking for a waiver on the Damon Hall fee, rental fee. Are folks familiar with the window dressers? She indicates in this letter that they cover insurance, and it's like, I actually got some window dresser inserts of myself, and I needed to do some work, and I did it up in Sharon last year. So it's a multi-town initiative. And she's asking for, how many days is it, 5 days or something like that?
Yeah, it's a week.
Yeah.
I mean, given the fact that it's not-for-profit and it benefits Hartland residents, I would make a motion that we waive the rental fee for the window dressers.
We did amend the Damon Hall rental policy. We have a community organization rental fee of $25. So
That's per day or for the whole time they're here?
this is a unique situation where they're here for the whole week. You know, it would typically be per day. But
I think we should charge them the $25 for the week. Just following the policy.
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
It's a not-for-profit, it's
Yeah.
service, and
No.
it's a benefit to
I'll write them a check.
town residents.
Okay, other thoughts? So do we have consensus that we'll charge them $25 as a
So
total?
I'll rescind the motion. Is that what you want to do? 25 for the week?
I think that's what we're saying,
Yep.
25 for the week.
All right, I'll make a motion that we reduce the rental fee to $25 for the week for the window dressers.
Okay, a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Clive. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, Bruce?
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. Will you let Sarah know? Okay.
Just the way she inserts. She wouldn't forget.
Entertain a motion to adjourn until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
So move.
Are we all set for tomorrow? Everybody knows what we're doing? I thought we were gonna go through a dry run or something at one point, weren't we?
You need a dry run to sit down and stand up?
are we done?